Hello, my name is Kim. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first time making a YouTube video, so if my video quality isn't the best, I apologize in advance. But I just wanted to share my testimony of how God blessed me with a home with a low income, and I also wanted this testimony to be an encouragement to someone that may be currently trusting and believing God for a home. And also, I know there are thousands of testimonies of how God bless others with homes, but each and every individual's testimony is unique and different. God doesn't do things the same way. So I wanted to just share my testimony of how God, in His uniqueness, blessed me with a home. So I just want to give you a backdrop of everything. So back in July of 2022, my pastor released a prophetic word to me saying that I'll be relocating and that this relocation would challenge my faith. I received that word, but I didn't quite understand or know the depth of exactly what God was doing behind the scene. All I knew in the natural was relocation meant I'll be moving. So I was very excited, and the reason why I was excited to be moving is because my apartments that I lived in, I actually liked my apartments, but I lived downstairs in my apartment, so there were people that was living above me. So those neighbors, when I say they were like neighbors from hell, they were really neighbors from hell. They would make so much noise at crazy hours with loud music. I couldn't get no sleep. There were times I would have to go in my closet and sleep on the floor just to get a little bit of peace and quiet. And it was so annoying night after night with them playing music. And I'm like, I just felt they were very inconsiderate to their neighbors around them to be playing. They had like all day to play music. And when that sun went down, it's like it was a free fall. And that annoyed me so bad. And then another issue that I had with my neighbors is that the way that my patio was set up, it was like cracks within the patio. So anything that happened above came down. So she had a dog, and her dog would poop daily. And every time that dog would poop, that poop would come right on my patio, and I had to clean that up. And I was so upset because I'm like, I don't even have a dog and I'm cleaning somebody else's dog poop up. I was like, I might as well purchase a dog and clean my dog's poop up. But I was just so annoyed. I even went to the office, reported them. That wasn't any good. So I just got so frustrated. So night after night, going through this, what I would call torture, I just started praying and crying out to God. And I was like, God, can you please move these people? Because I can't get no rest. I can't get no sleep. It's ridiculous. So one night when I was praying, I heard in my spirit God saying, why don't you stop praying for me to move your upstairs neighbors, and why don't you just ask me to move you? So when he said that, then I remembered that prophetic word that I had got back in June of 2022, that I would be relocating. So I was like, okay. So I started to switch up my prayers, and I began thanking God in advance for my relocation and for him moving me. I don't know where he was moving me, how he was moving me, because I know the way that my finances was set up, I don't know where he could possibly be moving me. But I just held on to that word. I held on to God's promise, and I just continued praying and trusting that God will move me like he promised that he would. Then I want to also add that in July of 2022, my pastor, he released a corporate word to the body saying that in the next 6 months to a year, he sees people moving into new homes. So that really got me extra excited. I was like, God, I received that word, and that's for me, and I claim it as my own. So I just started declaring God's word and praying that he will relocate me. So fast forward, my journey of actually starting the home journey was in August of 2022. So I stepped out on faith because God said faith without works is dead. Even though I know the way that my finances was set up, it's no way I should have been even trying to step out to apply for a mortgage or anything. So I still did it anyways because God said I was moving, right? So in August of 2022, I went to a mortgage lender, and I turned in all the documents and everything that I needed for them to start, the process and everything. So once I submitted everything that they needed. Once they had everything, they told me basically how much I was pre-approved for, and to my disappointment, I was only pre-approved for under $80,000. So y'all can use your imagination and just imagine what type of home, quote unquote home, I can get with under $80,000. I felt defeated. I felt embarrassed. And like I said, I felt embarrassed because I felt like, I'm sure they was thinking, now she knows better than walking up in here knowing what her income looks like, asking for a home loan. So, but God saw I was moving. He didn't say where, how. I just stepped out on faith and believed that I had a home somewhere waiting for me. So the home lender ended up I'm sorry, the mortgage lender ended up hooking me up with a realtor. So I started working with the realtor, and the realtor said since I was only pre-approved for under $80,000, I cannot get a home. The only thing that I can get is a townhouse or a condo. So I was like, okay, I was about to settle. I was like, okay, that's fine. But once he started sending me listings of the condos and the townhomes, I was like, it wasn't nothing in my stomach that was leaping of joy. I just got more depressed and sad, because I'm like, everything that he was sending me was like in high crime neighborhoods. The townhomes and the condos was raggedy from the inside to the outside. And I was like, God, ain't no way that this can be the promise that you said that was for me, because I'm not feeling it at all. So 5 days within the process of me putting in my paperwork and everything, I called the lender and I told him, the lender and my realtor, and I told him that I no longer want to work with him, and I'm no longer wanting to do the house process because I don't like the homes that he was sending me. And I also just felt like I said, I felt defeated. Like, I don't even know how you're gonna do this, God, but I just feel in my spirit that I shouldn't settle for this, because even the realtor was trying to encourage me and tell me, well, look at it on the bright side. If you purchase a townhouse or condo, you can get equity and eventually sell it, and maybe you can get a home later on. But I was like, no, that's not what God promised me. So why settle for what you're telling me when I know God said something else? So within that same month, which was August of 2022, one day I was on my lunch break and I went on YouTube, and my original purpose for going on YouTube was to listen to an uplifting sermon, just to get my faith up and just for encouragement. That's why I wanted to do it. So when I went on YouTube, the first thing that popped up on my YouTube feed was a lady which was a realtor, saying that she can help people with low income or bad credit and things to get a home. So I was like, yeah, right, let me see what she's talking about, because they always say that they're gonna help you, they can do this, they can do that, and the minute you submit your paperwork and do everything, they tell you the bad news that you already know before you even did anything. So I was like, yeah, let me see what she's talking about. So at the end of it all, when she got to the end of her video, she happened to be located in the same city where I lived. So, because I live in Texas, so she lived in the same city where I lived in. So I was like, wait, this cannot be a coincidence. And there's no coincidence with God at all. It's no coincidence with him. So I was like, let me reach out to her and see what she's talking about. Maybe she might know what she's talking about. So I reached out to her, and I told her the issue that I'm having is that my income is low. And let me let y'all know what my income is, so y'all can at least get an idea of what low income is. So per year, I don't make no more than $32,000 a year. So you can do the math and see how much I make per hour. It's no way I can purchase a home with that income, right? So she was like, it's okay, don't worry about your income, don't worry about anything. She was asking how my credit and stuff was. I told her my credit is good and everything is fine. It's just my income is stopping me from purchasing a home. So she started telling me about some grant programs that she was aware of. So I ended up put in all my paperwork in and everything that she asked me to put in. And God is so amazing. What I didn't know is that he was working behind the scenes, because since I had worked with the previous first mortgage lender, all the documents that they asked me for was the same documents that she needed. So everything was already organized on my computer, everything. So all I had to do was turn it in to her. So she was amazed that I had everything organized and back to her so quickly. And I was like, God, you knew exactly what you was doing. So I gave her everything that she asked for, and she submitted all my documents to the mortgage lender and everything. So when I was waiting for them to tell me how much I was pre-approved for with this new mortgage lender, and they told me that I was now approved for $103,000, which was way better than what I was previously approved for. But $103,000 still isn't enough buying power in purchasing a home, especially in today's economy. That still wasn't enough. But she told me that, like I said, she knew about some grants that I can apply for. So I applied for the grants that she told me to apply for. Week after week, month after month, I would get decline. I was like, God, please. I reached this far. I said, please don't fail me now, God. So I just kept applying, because you had to keep reapplying. Every time you get denied, you had to keep reapplying. So I kept reapplying, and I kept getting denied. So I was like, I felt depressed, like, man, is this gonna ever happen for me? So, but I kept the faith. I was like, I'm gonna just keep doing it. Even though I'm getting denied, I should say. So eventually, I finally got approved. So once I got approved, I was able to move on with the process of purchasing a home. So remember, I told you that I was pre-approved for $103,000. So I went from being previously approved for under $80,000 to $103,000, and with the grants that I got approved for, I went over $250,000. So now I had more than enough buying power for a home. And in Texas, depending on what city you live in, you can get a lot of home for a good amount of your money. So God is so awesome. So I went from receiving under $80,000 to purchase a condo or townhouse to receiving over $250,000 to purchase a home. So I was so excited. So I worked with my realtor and everything, and we started house hunting. But what's so amazing is I didn't have to search for 2, 3, 4, 10 homes. I went to see one home, and God immediately spoke to me and told me, that's the home that I have for you. And I was like, this is it? Like, you're not gonna let me look for any more homes? So he was like, no, this is the home I want for you. So there were 2 offers on the home. It was a previous it was one person then me. So once I placed my offer in, they accepted my offer. So I was so excited. And when they accepted my offer, of course, I had to go through, go under contract and go through the motions and everything of all the things that they need to do before you can actually close, which is the inspection and everything. And during this time, so fast forward, so like I said, my journey started in August of 2022, and this was now December of 2022 of when I started to go under contract with my home and everything. And during that time in December, my pastor, he called for a 13-day fast from the 1st through the 13th. And originally I was supposed to close on my home on December 6th, but something happened and I ended up closing on my house on December 13th. And it was just amazing to me how God allowed me to close on my home the same day that my fast was supposed to end on the 13th. So he worked everything together. And not only that, I didn't have to I didn't do any down payment on my home. I didn't have to bring no money to closing. I actually got $73 back at closing. I know $73 many may not be a lot, but $73, it was a lot to me. They even took $4,000 off the original price of the home. And another thing is, God is so, that's how I know God listens to our prayers, because I was journaling through the process of things that I would desire in my home. And when I say this home has everything in it that I asked for, it has everything. The only thing that it didn't have that I want, that I can actually get later, was a covered patio, which, like I said, I can do that later. But when I say has everything from the outside to the inside in my home, it has everything. And the only thing that I had to purchase for this home was a washer and a dryer. And the other amazing part is what I was paying in rent. My mortgage was only $70 more than what I was originally paying in my rent. So I didn't have a huge jump from living in an apartment to now owning my own home. So I just had to share this testimony. I know we're in 2024 now, and this all took place in 2022, but I just wanted to share this amazing testimony. And also I wanted you to see how amazing God is and how he works, and how and y'all remember in the beginning I said back in July of 2022, my pastor said that he's seeing people walking into new homes within the next 6 months to a year. And I got my home exactly within 6 months. I got my home 6 months within that year, in 6 months. So God is so amazing. I pray that this testimony encouraged somebody, even if it was one person. And I also hope that I wasn't stumbling over my words and all over the place. I pray that I didn't confuse anybody. If I did, you can comment on the bottom, and any questions that you have, I can answer them. But I just wanted to, like I said, encourage somebody that may be believing God for a home, or thinking that they can never have a home, which I never in a million years thought that I can ever own a home. I always thought I had to be married or have a husband, because I know my income wasn't equaling a house. And it's just amazing of what God can do. When he promised you something, we never know how he's going to do it, when he's going to do it. But if he promises it to you, he has a way to do it. So I thank you for just taking your time out to listen to this video. And if you don't mind sharing and liking this video, if it bless you and if it encourage you, thank you.